So we've got 3 types that have never had an Elite Four member representing them. Those are normal, grass, and electric. Now, grass and electric are both common gym types, and I can see they have opposite reasons, I think, for not being in the Elite Four. For electric, it's that they don't have very many weaknesses, so it would be very easy to come up with like a really kind of overpowered electric Elite Four member team that would require very specific counter strategies. And when you're, preparing for 5 battles in a row, the Elite Four plus champion, like coming up with a team that can counter all 5 of those trainers and also include the counter to your very strong electric type specialist, that would be a lot to ask for players, especially like newer players or more casual players who might not be expecting it. And then grass type has a lot of weaknesses, which makes it a lot harder to come up with an elite team that would give people a challenge and not just be mowed down. Ha ha ha. And we have had, a bug member. Bug has a lot of weaknesses, but I think if I recall correctly, we've only ever had Aaron and Sinnoh. And we have had ice members like Glacia, but like in, her teams, like she has a lot of repeating members. She's really not the most well-regarded Elite Four member, so we see a similar thing where it's like, the Elite Four members with the types that are considered less good are themselves like either rare or also considered weaker members, so they might be trying to avoid that with a grass type Elite Four member. Normal, it's a little harder to account for, because they are weak to only fighting, and then there's the mutual immunity with Ghost. And so I think you could have an interesting time putting together a high-level team for a normal type trainer that wouldn't be like too overwhelming in the middle of a gauntlet. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure why normal just hasn't made it yet. It almost did with Paldea, since Larry was a normal gym leader, but then Gita was like, oh, pick a new type, and then he, still had a Star Raptor and whatnot, but, yeah, I think normal is probably the type we're most likely to see get its first Elite Four member next.